Hello amigos, bienvenidos a una nueva edición de estos especiales, los 40 desde casa, en los que compartimos con nuestros artistas favoritos y por supuesto con ustedes desde sus hogares este momento que estamos viviendo para acompañarnos y hacernos más ameno el aislamiento si están desde sus casas. Sé que ya estamos retomando poco a poco esta nueva normalidad, por supuesto tomando y siguiendo todas las medidas de salud, de sanidad, mucho gel antibacterial, tener siempre el cubrebocas cuando salimos de nuestro hogar y bueno, atender todas las indicaciones que nos estén dando alrededor. Es muy emocionante ver que poco a poco, unidos, siempre cuidándonos unos a otros, vamos saliendo de esta coyuntura mundial. Yo soy Riva, me encuentran en @RivaPopMusic y para mí es un placer acompañarlos en esta noche de jueves donde la vamos a pasar muy bien porque además tenemos de invitado a nadie más y a nadie menos que a Ronnie Vanucci, baterista de una grandiosa banda, The Killers. Pues les cuento que Gaby Camp tuvo la oportunidad de sentarse con este hombre para conversar sobre su nuevo álbum que a propósito sale mañana y él atendió a Gaby desde la comodidad del sótano de su casa, así que no se pueden perder lo que va a pasar a continuación. Va a estar muy divertido. Gaby, por supuesto, le va a estar preguntando cómo han vivido los Killers este momento de aislamiento, si han estado haciendo música, el tema de preparar un álbum en esta coyuntura y circunstancia, cómo ha sido todo. Así que Ronnie nos contará todo esto y mucho más en minutos. Es jueves, ya casi llega el fin de semana, así que mi consejo en este momento es que pueden ir a la cocina, pueden ir a su bar, traer de pronto algunos drinks, algunas botanas para compartir, llamar a sus amigos, por supuesto, y pasarles esta liga para que se conecten con nosotros y vean todos juntos esta entrevista a Ronnie Vanucci de The Killers. Gaby Camp, por supuesto, gran amiga mía y compañera también de Película, que pueden escuchar todos los viernes y sábados a partir de las 3 de la tarde con lo mejor del cine y las series. Además, una super fan de The Killers, entonces pues ya saben que esta entrevista va a estar absolutamente fabulosa. Oigan, ¿saben qué tengo que decir? Y en este momento lo haré totalmente público. Estoy muy agradecida con la tarjeta 40 porque gracias a tenerla, gracias a que todo lo puedo hacer a través de mi celular, gracias a que todo lo puedo hacer a través de un clic, pues he podido saciar varios antojos. Yo siempre me antojo de cosas dulces en la tarde o en la noche. Hasta ahora como que siempre digo, qué rico sería unas galletas o unos pasteles o unas donas. Y gracias a la tarjeta 40 y gracias a la app de Banorte, pues he podido saciar todos mis antojos. Además, algo muy cool que les quiero contar de la tarjeta 40 hoy es que protege siempre a tus seres queridos. Nos ayuda a protegernos, a cuidarnos unos a otros ante cualquier emergencia. ¿Por qué? Porque no necesitarán llevar dinero en efectivo, ya que tú puedes darles una tarjeta adicional. Además, con la app de Banorte móvil puedes poner diferentes límites a cada una, no una, sino varias tarjetas. Así que, ¿qué tal esta nueva aplicación, este nuevo beneficio de la tarjeta 40 con Banorte? Muchos beneficios, cosas increíbles, además que, como les digo, siento que nos ha hecho la vida mucho más fácil a todos los que en algún momento dijimos, ok, vamos a quedarnos en casa, vamos a cuidarnos. Así que ya casi estamos saliendo de esta coyuntura, pero eso sí, en los 40 y de parte de todo el equipo que hacemos todos estos especiales de los 40 desde casa con todo el amor del mundo para acompañarnos en esta situación, les agradecemos también a ustedes por conectarse a lo largo y ancho del territorio mexicano. Los saludos si nos están viendo y escuchando desde Monterrey, desde Mexicali, desde Ensenada, desde tal vez Puerto Vallarta, desde Playa del Carmen, Oaxaca también, todos estos sitios increíbles a lo largo y ancho de la República Mexicana. a donde llegamos, por supuesto, con los 40 y también alrededor del mundo, mucha gente conectada también desde otros países, desde Colombia, desde Panamá, desde Guatemala, y siempre es un placer tener este momento de conexión antes de que empiecen nuestros especiales para saludarlos, saber cómo están. Cuéntenme, ¿qué les gustaría a ustedes saber de Ronnie Vanucci? Porque además de Killers estrenarán su álbum mañana, entonces esta es una entrevista bien especial. Gaby Cam ya está lista y en minutos tendremos esta entrevista con Ronnie Vanucci de The Killers, así que quédense con nosotros, no se despeguen de los 40, sigan con nosotros siempre, por supuesto, recuerden seguirnos en @los40mx en Instagram y en Twitter, y también por aquí en nuestro Facebook Live de Los 40 México. También saludos si nos estás viendo desde la página web los40.com.mx. Ya va siendo el momento de conectarnos con The Killers, así que alisten su botana, alisten sus drinks, que ya llega Gaby Cam en entrevista junto a Ronnie Vanucci. Mi nombre es Riva, para mí siempre es un placer estar con ustedes, acompañándonos en este momento. Me encuentran en @RivaPopMusic, les mando un beso, un abrazo y nos vemos a la próxima. Chao, chao.
Los 40 desde casa es presentado por Tarjeta 40.
Hola amigos de los 40, soy Gaby Cam, estoy muy feliz de saludarlos hoy, que es un día muy especial para mí, porque no es ningún secreto para nadie que pues hay una banda de la que soy particularmente seguidora que me hace muy feliz entrevistar cada vez que he tenido esta oportunidad. Estoy hablando de The Killers y hoy tenemos la posibilidad de platicar con nada más y nada menos que Ronnie Vanucci, integrante de la banda, quien nos va a estar contando un poco sobre el lanzamiento del nuevo disco Imploding the Mirage. Hi Ronnie, very nice to say hi to you again.
Hey, nice to see you too.
I'm still sad that you're not coming anymore to Mexico, but
I've been there's a mutual sadness. We're sad too. Been on the phone all morning with just got off the phone with a guy from Germany, and he's asking me, when's it gonna be over? I was like, man, I don't have the answers. I want to, I want to get back out there. Too, I was really looking forward to sharing this record with people.
Where are you in the world?
I'm in Utah.
Oh, okay. You're in Mexico City now, in my house. Welcome.
Okay. Yeah, this is my basement. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You have better lighting than I do, and I do have like a light ring in front of me, so don't worry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
So, you were planning on a tour, you were going to release an album, and now this happened. Is there like a good side to it for you guys as a group and as a band? Did it somehow give you time to work on something else, or just to figure something out that you were not planning on?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on how you look at it. I kind of look at it like, well, there's nothing really we could do about it except to sort of be socially responsible and do your part with keeping healthy and staying away from people, which I kind of like these days. And the silver lining is being able to spend time with our families and cooking so many meals at home, and it just kind of I think enjoying like real life for a little while, which feels really good. Of course, I don't need to say how much of a bummer it was to cancel or postpone all of our shows and engagements, but it's also been very nice to be at home, and I'm very lucky to be healthy.
We forget that home is a very cool place to be sometimes.
It is, yeah.
And do you believe that somewhere in time you will reschedule Mexico City in your tour?
Oh yeah. I mean, as soon as it's safe to do that, we will get right on that. We are, as I imagine lots of bands are, chomping at the bit to do shows again.
That's great. That makes me happy. Now we can continue with this interview, and that's out of my way now.
We got that out of the way.
I have to tell you that I've just listened to Imploding the Mirage, and I loved it. I think it's very, very uplifting compared to Wonderful, Wonderful, which was great as well.
Yeah.
So, I've been listening to The Killers for the last 14 years of my life, because your songs not only tell my story, but somehow they tell yours. So what is it that we will find out about the killer story in Imploding the Mirage?
Well, I like to think of this record as sort of a, as cheesy as it sounds, but I like to think of it as the continuing chapter or the next chapter of the story. The Wonderful Wonderful was a deeply personal record that I think was able to be felt by a lot of people, with similar circumstances, and I think that it was relatable and a necessary record to make for us. And this one feels like a continuation, the sort of coming out of the clearing, the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will. And we're actually making another record right now. This is what I'm doing right now.
Oh my God!
We're messing around. I think Brandon's on his way over right now, in fact. So, yeah, we are continuing, trying to make more records. What else are we going to do, right?
Of course, and I mean, us as fans are just thankful that you keep on doing that. You have no idea what that means to me, to just be looking at your studio right now while we're talking.
Oh,
it's like, yeah. Thank you so much. And, I feel like your records are kind of like a man that has grown throughout the years. When I think of Hot Fuzz and maybe songs like Mr. Brightside, and then you encounter songs like Roth or Life to Come, or now in this record, Lightning Field. If you were to describe this record as a human being, as a person, what kind of person would it be?
I guess that's interesting. Somebody, an optimistic person. It's an optimistic record, I think. It is, like I said before, it feels like it's coming out of the storm. For the first time ever, we did this thing where we chose the artwork before even finishing the record, or in some cases, writing the songs. But we use this image to sort of navigate, or to help us, to sort of guide us through the making of this record. And it was sort of a cool exercise that we've never done before, and it's a practice we've never adhered to. So
the result is amazing. I loved it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
And I say this from the bottom of my heart. I listened to it from the beginning till the end. And I'm curious about the process on creating a new record. Do you ever talk about what you did last? Or because I feel like there's a continuity to all the records, even when they're different, they still have your essence, of course. But is there ever a talk where you say, remember what we did in Wonderful Wonderful? Maybe we can take this to Imploding the Mirage.
I think we're always in. I think the minute we get done with a record, I think we're interested in sort of doing something else better. I think we're getting better at sort of looking at things at a 50,000 foot view. But I do think we're just kind of band that likes to just sort of get it off the plate and on to the next sort of idea.
How much do you consider the tours when working on a new album? Because I remember last time you were in Mexico, that guy you put on stage to play the drums basically is still a celebrity in Mexico City.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jose Luis will forever be remembered thanks to you.
What's his name?
Jose Luis.
Oh, Jose Luis? Okay, yeah.
Whenever people talk about that concert, everyone is like, the Jose Luis one?
Yeah, oh, that's funny.
That's amazing. You change people's lives. And how much do you consider the shows when working on an album? Or is it do you work on an album and then you think about the shows? How does that work?
We're always thinking about a live scenario, how these things go down. I think we're getting a little bit better about using the studio, being a little more free and artistic with the studio, taking some chances there. But I do think we really excel as a live band, even more so than the studio stuff. But that's why it's exciting to work with people like Jonathan Rado and Sean Everett, is they sort of bring out these elements that are there already, but it's what producers do. They help you out with bringing some things into the light.
Are we ever gonna see you in a golden suit? I would pay for seeing that.
Oh man, yeah, maybe. I won't write that off.
That would be great. That would be super amazing, I think. I was just looking at your dog. I'm trying to keep mine as quiet as possible.
Yeah, she's a social beast. She's always checking on me.
Same here. They're always trying to look on, like, who are you talking to? Who's that guy?
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me, I've been seeing what you've been doing on Instagram Live and all the things you've been doing to be in touch with the fans, and it feels to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, like that Brandon and you are almost like a married couple. You kind of like.
Yeah, that's what being in a band is like. It's like being married to 3 other people.
I can only imagine. And do you feel like somehow working together throughout all these years has made you, I don't know, maybe get some parts of his personality, and maybe he has gotten some parts of yours, like getting,
Yeah, sure.
Some things about him have gotten stuck with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to ignore that kind of thing. Yeah.
I'm hoping there are good things. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, it's like anything, I'm sure people you've worked around, even like family members. It's probably more like a family than anything.
What's that sound? Is that for us?
That is, I think that is Brandon. Actually, I've got my computer is giving me messages.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Ronnie, when I look at you and when I see the Killers and how you fill arenas here in Mexico and everywhere in the world, it's hard to picture you guys as struggling musicians ever in life. It's hard to even think about it. And I was wondering, and I wanted to know what's the greatest lesson you've learned from those days where you were trying to, make it into the music industry. Now you're practically a classic in the music industry.
Well, thank you, man. You learn a lot. I suppose you kind of you grow up in a lot of ways very, very fast. You learn how to pick out the bad actors from the people who are truly good. There's a lot of in our industry. There's a lot of fakers out there, and a lot of people with intentions that might not be in our best interest. So you sort of grow up in that way, looking for, and you hear all the horror stories, and you hear all the great, you just sort of navigate as best you can. It's very fast at first, especially if you're just used to working a normal 9-to-5 job.
Were there any concerns you used to have back then that you no longer have?
That's an interesting question. I think concerns are ever evolving.
Yeah.
You just want to look out for people ripping you off, people taking advantage of you. That I don't think that will ever go away. I don't know where I got that from. I've never been, maybe reading, someone else's horror stories, has got me sort of trepidatious.
There should be a documentary on the Killers for sure.
Oh, we have to. I think we have to wait a while for that. We're still babies.
No, well, for me, not, of course. Yeah. But I'm talking about documentaries and films. I'm a big films geek, and I remember Tim Burton had an exhibit a couple of years ago, and all the drawings for Here With Me and Bones were in this exhibit.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm just very curious, how was it working with him back then? Are you planning on working with him ever again? And what did the Killers and Tim have in common?
It was interesting when we first met Tim, that wasn't one of those things where we just threw an idea out there. We didn't think it was going to happen. We had the song Bones, and we gave him an unfinished version of it, and we didn't hear back for several weeks. And then we were mixing in London. All of a sudden, Tim shows up with like a burned CD of Bones, and he says, "I got an idea for it." And that was the first time we met Tim Burton, and it was incidentally his first music video too. He had never done a music video before, so I think he was up for the challenge. And we remained friends. We'd love to work with him in any way. We'll clean his house, sweep his floors, whatever he wants.
It's kind of like a match made in heaven, I have to say.
Yeah.
And talking about, you just released not so long ago My Own Soul's Warning new video. Can you tell me a little bit about the story behind that one?
We have two videos. We have another one coming out soon for My Own Soul's Warning.
Okay.
The first video, the one you're probably referencing, is part of a short film that we did back in February. And this new one is more of a narrative specific to the song, and the one that you're probably referencing is more of an internal narrative that goes with this short film that we put out.
Can't wait to see that one, by the way.
Oh yeah, good. It's really good. I just saw it last week, the finished version of it, so I think it's coming soon.
And this might be the dumbest question someone has asked you, but you have to remember you're talking to a Spanish speaker here. And I know the Mirage is a hotel in Las Vegas. I also know it means like an hallucination. But what's the meaning behind imploding the Mirage? I know it's also a song in the record, but...
Yeah, I think it's sort of using our local landmarks and our own parlance, I guess, to explain of tearing down that superficial wall that we have in everybody's lives. We have this wall of stuff that shit doesn't really, the stuff that doesn't matter, and getting to the other side of that wall of the things that do matter. That's kind of what it means to me. Tearing that wall down, imploding it. getting to the truth, I guess.
See, there's always a deeper meaning than the one we get just by speaking English. See, I need to be like a native.
No, that's one of the great things about putting out records and songs and things like that. The meanings can be internally can be internalized and translated, all different ways, and we kind of like getting it out there so that it can take on new meanings, because that means it's becoming personal to somebody else besides us. So I like that.
Does it ever get too personal when you put a song out there? Like, are you ever scared of, because it feels to me like whatever you do is always going to be well received by the audience, because you have, very faithful fans and loyal fans. But is there ever fear when you put something out there? Like, are you ever scared of what people might think?
No, I don't have any fear. Maybe Brandon might have more fear, because especially on the last record where it was pretty introspective, kind of a personal record, and I could see how there might be some worry, but it's also one of those things that just had to happen. For years we've been writing stories loosely based on our lives a little bit, mostly making up narratives and things like this. And the big swinging acts of a Wonderful Wonderful was telling a personal story, a true story, and that was sort of in a way the first time we've imploded the Mirage, if you will.
I love it. I'm going to use it in my everyday basis.
You should.
In Spanish. I'm just going to start a quote in Spanish and just say it in English.
Say it in Spanish?
It would be explotar el espejismo.
That's it. Okay, I'm gonna work.
It's even hard to pronounce in Spanish.
Yeah.
You know what? It's almost time for me to let you go, but I have something in my bucket list. Maybe not this time, but I hope some other time. I can make a list. I decided before doing this interview to listen to all the records back to back. I love it. Like I say, they tell a story. But some questions come to my head whenever I'm trying to see it from a journalist perspective. You know, I'm like who's Jenny or who's Andy or who's, you know, Guadalupe? who's all these people? Will we ever get answers, Ronnie?
Yes, but it's probably another time. But yeah, mostly real people.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would hope you just put some names on it.
Except for Jenny, I think is I don't know. Brandon, is Jenny real? You'll never know.
Oh no! Why would you do that to me? Also, I saw you mentioned Acapulco in one of your lyrics in this, you know, in this album. Acapulco is in Mexico, so.
Yeah, we're big fans of Mexico.
Okay.
It's hard for me in Mexico sometimes because all that I can eat is tequila and cheese.
That's all you need to eat here.
All
And
you
tacos.
need, right?
You need to try street tacos, Ronnie. That's a real thing.
I've tried them.
Otherwise, you're not really experiencing Mexico City.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ronnie. It was a pleasure.
Likewise. Thanks for your time.
I'm still proud of my Battleborn tattoo.
Oh, that's so cool. Let me see that.
Yep.
Nice work.
I love it. It's me and my sisters. The three of us have it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love it. I love that album. I love what you do, and I'm really, really honored to be talking to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Likewise. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity.
Oh, no, please come back anytime. My house is open for you guys.
Okay. We like
Thank
it.
you.
Okay. You guys take it easy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bueno, pues ahí estuvo Ronnie Vanucci de The Killers desde Utah platicándonos del lanzamiento del nuevo álbum Imploding the Mirage, que llega el 22 de agosto. No se lo pueden perder, son 10 temas muy felices que seguramente van a disfrutar. Y toda la info la encuentran en los40.com.mx. Yo soy Gaby Camp, nos vemos la próxima. Bye.
Tarjeta 40 presentó Los 40 desde casa.